Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I am recording 5070/22 May June 2016 paper. So we will start with section A. We have already done in my previous video. You can check it out. I'll put the link in the description below. So we'll move on to section B. And I've solved all of this in my previous video. You can check it out. Alright, so section B starts from here. I have already made the equations and written some important points from before, so it doesn't waste the time and you guys can get it easily. Anyway, so first question is, the formula of lead to nitrate is PbNO32. Describe how a pure sample of lead to nitrate crystals can be prepared from lead to oxide, which is insoluble in water. Okay. So first of all, for this we are supposed to take lead oxide in excess amount. You're supposed to mention that what content should be in excess and what should be in a limiting quantity. So we're going to have lead oxide in excess and we'll use nitric acid with it, and we need to make sure that nitric acid is warm. So we're going to write, firstly take lead to oxide in excess, then add warm nitric acid. After it, whatever the solution is, filter it out, and after filtering it out, evaporate the solution, heat it, evaporate it so crystallization can take place, and wash the crystals with distilled water, and then wipe them with some cloth or something. Alright, and this is how you're gonna get 4 marks. Moving on to part B, aqueous potassium iodide is added to a sample of aqueous lead to nitrate. A precipitate of lead to iodide is formed. Construct an ionic equation with state symbols for this reaction. So this is how it is going to happen. This is lead plus iodide is equals to lead iodide, and then balance it. Make sure you balance it. Earlier the questions were of 2 marks. Now the questions usually come of 1 mark, which are related to construction of equation. So it's a do or die matter. That means you are supposed to balance it as well as write the correct symbols, otherwise you get a 0 mark. So make sure you do both of them correctly. And then here we are mentioning the state symbols too. That is aqueous, aqueous and solid. Now moving on. Aqueous lead to nitrate is electrolyzed using graphite electrodes. Bubbles of colorless gas are formed at both electrodes. Number 1, identify the gas formed at each electrode. First of all, at negative electrode we have hydrogen, and at positive electrode we have oxygen. Part 2. Construct the equation for the reaction of the cathode. This is the equation. Always remember, when we're talking about lead to nitrate, you need to remember the whole series of reactivity, and according to it, we are supposed to identify which gas will be released at which electrode. Here, because we have a hint that one is a colorless gas, both are colorless gases, so we can easily identify it as hydrogen and oxygen. However, in so many questions, sometimes solid is being formed, sometimes gases are being formed, so we do not really get the idea that what is going to be formed, because it isn't mentioned in the question usually that gases are formed or solids are formed. You need to identify using your reactivity series which you're supposed to learn. Alright, here we're going to draw an equation which is really simple. Again, you need to make sure you have the correct symbols, you have the correct balancing numbers, moles and all. Moving on to part D on heating. I'm sorry, wait. Alright, where did it go? On heating, lead to nitrate decomposes to form PbO, NO2 and O2. Construct the equation for this reaction. It is again going to be a very typical equation, which is Pb lead and it's going to be lead oxide plus NO2 plus O2. So it's a really typical reaction. Usually we learn it and we do it. It has usually the same format, and the only thing that changes is usually the metal here. It can be some other metal. Alright, but for now we are having this metal, that is lead. Sometimes we have some other metal. So according to it, we are going to just make these changes. There's going to be 2 here and 2 here and 4 here. Alright, so this is how we are supposed to solve it. I had prepared this from before because I felt like it takes really a lot of time in writing all of it and it drags the video. So that is why I did it from before. Make sure to drop your feedback in the comment if this method was better or the one in which I wrote live was better, and then I'll make the video accordingly in the next time. Moving on to question number 8, that is of section B. Cyclohexene is an unsaturated hydrocarbon. What is meant by the term unsaturated? Alright, so basically here unsaturated is those compounds which has double carbon bond. Here we have a double carbon bond. This is a double carbon bond. So this is what we're talking about. Alright, so that is what makes it unsaturated. What is meant by the term hydrocarbon? Hydrocarbon are those compounds which have only carbon and hydrogen in them. Moving on to part B. Construct the equation for the complete combustion of cyclohexene. This is how we're going to do C6H10 plus oxygen. Always remember carbon dioxide and water will be formed. All you need to change over here is this moles. The reacting things will be given to you in the question, and the products will always be the same. Reactants will be given to you, products will always be the same in combustion of a hydrocarbon, that is carbon dioxide and water. The only thing that will change or you need to think about is the numbers that will come for balancing. That's all. That's the challenging part here. Moving on to part C, cyclohexene reacts with bromine. This is an addition reaction. Write the molecular formula for the product of this reaction. So, if we do addition reaction over here, C6H10 Br2 will be formed. Alright, that means in one way, this is the same thing, right? Over here we get a Br and over here we get a Br. This bond will break. So it will be carbon-carbon single bond and Br. As we are not supposed to draw the structure here, so there is no use of discussing this. However, just for your general knowledge, I was discussing that Br will be attached over here and this double bond will be broken. What would be observed in this reaction? In this reaction, we'll observe that bromine would go colorless. Moving on to part D, cyclohexene can be manufactured from hexane as shown in the equation. Calculate the mass of cyclohexene that can be made from 258 gram of hexane. So this question I leave on to you for you to solve it. This is just a 2-mark question. I've usually solved these types of questions several times, like a lot of times. You can check my previous videos. This time I leave it on you guys to solve it. Make sure to drop your feedback, your answers in the comment section. In case you're not able to solve it, I'll post the solution for it in the next video, or I'll help you guys in the comment section down below. Moving on to part E, another cycloalkene has the following percentage by composition mass. Alright. So, over here as you can see, use the percentage composition by mass to show that the empirical formula of cycloalkene is C5H8. Here we have carbon and hydrogen in this ratio, that is 7.3 and 11.8. And then when you simplify it, we'll get how to simplify it is 11.8 divided by 7.3. And the answer for this is 1.6. Alright, this is the answer. And then we'll multiply it by 5 and get C5H8. That means 5 into 1.6 is 8. Like, we can solve it. 1.6 multiplied by 5 is 5 6 is 30. 5 and the 5, 6, 7, 8. That is 8.0. Alright, this is how we get 8. C5H8. Moving on to part 2. The cycloalkene has a relative molecular mass MR of 68. Draw the structure of the alkene showing all the atoms and all the bonds. Because we have an alkene, that means we're going to have a double carbon bond. So CC double bond. Now we need to see how many double bonds we have. So there's one double bond, and after it we're going to write 5 carbons around it. 5 carbons attached to it, and hydrogen attached to it. It will form C5H8. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbon, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hydrogen. Those lines basically represent hydrogen. I recommend you all to write like hydrogen properly in your exams. I just made it roughly over here, just to give you guys a short idea and to make the video concise as much as I can. Alright, so this is all hydrogen over here. We can ignore the presentation for a bit and make sure the concepts are clear and things are covered as fast as possible, and we do not waste a lot of time on it. So that's it for the video. I'll solve the other questions in the next video. Make sure to share, like, and subscribe, and let me know about the idea of writing things before and then coming and explaining it to you, or if you want me to write it live, what works better for you, and then I'll make the next video according to it. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and best of luck for your exams.